Mea Maxima Culpa, Silence in the House of God, is about sex abuse in the Catholic Church. It's really a crime film. It's not about religion, it's about crime. And in particular, it's about a priest in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, who abused 200 deaf children, or over 200 deaf children. But it follows that crime from Milwaukee through Ireland all the way to the top of the Roman Catholic power structure, to the Pope himself. And that's where the responsibility rests. So that's what the film's about. My aims for the film is to provoke outrage, but also to provoke admiration for these deaf men who would not be silenced and were so determined for so long to have their voices heard, and finally did, and they've had an impact. They've had an impact by getting the church to disgorge, through legal action, getting the church to disgorge some of its secrets. And secrecy, after all, is at the heart of criminality here. Not talking, the silence of the church. So I hope to provoke outrage and also admiration for these heroes. I don't know why I'm drawn to subjects like that, but I will tell you there is a similarity there. And whether it's the Catholic Church or whether it's market fundamentalism, you see people who believe so fervently in the religion that they're a part of, that they're afflicted with something we name in the film called noble cause corruption, which is a way of believing that because you're good you can't do anything bad, and to develop the most unbelievable rationalizations and to inhabit a kind of self-deception that ends up being very cruel, because you can think, you can do the most appalling things and excuse it because you think that the end justifies the means, or that your belief in some magnificent creed should somehow excuse the tawdry crimes that you either commit or allow to be committed. So in that sense, Enron and the Catholic Church are not so very different. Yeah, isn't it funny how often that phrase, a few bad apples, pops up? Because that's the ultimate excuse by most institutions when they abuse their power. Oh, it's just a few bad guys or gals. Nothing wrong with the institution. Whereas it's usually a case of the rotten barrel. And I'm drawn to stories like that because it's important that we understand how the process works. And interestingly enough, it leads you into the territory of the fictional movie or the novel, because you need to portray people, or you need to have an understanding of the documentary context of people who aren't monsters or perfect heroes. They're gray, not black and white. Because then you understand that we're all capable of doing the wrong thing under certain circumstances. And that's how you understand how institutions go bad. The seductiveness of the few bad apples theory is that you can pin all the problems, you can demonize a few people and say, that person's bad. You get them out, everything's good. Well, it ain't so. Yeah, there's a wonderful moment in the film, which is a remark made by Marco Politi, a very talented Vatican watcher and journalist in Rome. He says, even the Pope is not all powerful. By which he means that he's actually a prisoner of a system, a prisoner of a bureaucracy, a prisoner of a 1,000-year-old setup where the institution becomes far more important than everybody. And so the current Pope, Pope Benedict, is a very weak man who doesn't either have the courage or indeed, it seems, even the power to do what's right when that moment makes it so necessary. that a pope assumed the power to do what's right. It's the institution that corrupts him.